Welcome back to the Godot top-down shooter tutorial in 3D. This time around we're going to be creating the power-ups, so the health pickup and the ammo pickup. We're going to make them randomly drop from the enemies, and we'll place a few in the room just for testing as well. So let's get into it. I've already created my models for this, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new 3D scene. This is just going to be an area node for this one. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to be a rigid body. Let's go ahead and delete this. And what you're seeing is me working without another version of it. So I'm just doing this straight up from here. So let's go rigid body. And we're going to add a collision to this, collision shape. And this collision shape is just going to be a cube, I guess, a box shape. Now I've got my medpack model, it's in here, so I'm going to throw that underneath the rigid body, like that. And it's actually really big, so I do want to scale this down. So I'm going to turn the transform on this to 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. That should make it nice and small. And let's go ahead, this collision shape. I'm not sure why that rigid body is all the way over there, but it's all good. This collision shape is going to be here, and we're going to make it a lot smaller. Hold the control key as we modify it. So I'm just going to make it about that size. That's all good. A little bit smaller. There we go. All right, we've got this rigid body here. And that's fairly straightforward. I'm going to change this name to medpack. Okay, and I'll save it as medpack.tscn into scenes. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but with a ammo pack, rigid body. Add collision, and this collision shape is, once again, we'll just use a box shape. I'm going to add my ammo crate into here, and it's also really big because I didn't worry about scale in Blender, so I'll make that 0.125. That may be too big, I can change it later, it's all good, but the collision size I'm going to change now to be roughly the same size as the box. So that's all good there, and I'll change this to ammo pack or ammo crate. Save ammopack.tscn. So if I go back to my test level, I should be able to put some of these in the room, and we'll just test it. Throw this up here in level, and ammo pack in level, and if I zoom in on those, they're just there. So let's move them just to the side. And well, we'll move our player character away. Okay, so there we go. I'll hit play, and they should be there. They are rigid bodies, so they do move around with everything else, and so on. But we're going to make it so that we can actually pick them up. We could use different nodes for this, but rigid bodies are going to be fine. We can collide with rigid bodies. We know that, so we're going to use that fact. So let's go ahead and open up our player code here, and we'll open this player code, and we see down the bottom here that on area body entered. Now what we can do here, we've already checked to see if the body.filename is in enemy list. Well, let's go ahead and check if the body.filename equals, and this is called ammopack.tscn. We'll go res. For some reason mine doesn't come up anymore, so I'm just going to copy and paste this. You can copy the path, and then you can paste it directly in there. So I want to have that there. If the body name equals that, then what we're going to do is go player stats.change health, and we're going to say 50. Oh, well, maybe only 50. Health pack shouldn't give too much, especially since the enemy's going to drop them. And then we're going to delete that. So delete that, so it's going to be body.q3. And that should remove the health pack. So let's go ahead and test this now. Invalid file name, I spelled that wrong. So if I walk into it, the health pack disappears. It doesn't give me any more life because I've got a maximum. So let's go and take a few hits. You'll notice I also did edit my zombie goop. Okay, let's go ahead and see if this actually works. Boop, gave me my life back. So that health pack is working. So then we'll do the same thing for if body.filename equals, and I'm going to get the ammo pack one, copy path. If it equals that, player stats dot change ammo, we'll add 50 ammo since we go through it quite a lot, and then body.q3. Right, now that's going to make it so that our ammo packs work. They delete, they will add ammo to the player character. It will also update the counter at the top because we've got this bit here which will add it, and then the counter always updates. The last thing we need to do is make it so that the zombies drop something. So let's go to the zombie script, and on this bit that says hit zombie, if health is less than or equal to 0, we're going to do a random number. But at the top here, and we'll need to do this in both scripts, what I should have done is written a zombie script that includes this at the top, includes all the common things, and then I could just say extends zombie, and then I can put everything that I want all zombies to be able to do in that one script. But I haven't done that. Hindsight is great, and I will do that next time. Plan out a little bit more. Planning is pretty important. So let's go ahead and generate a random number. We will just have a look at how we do this here. Random, and we'll get a random number. There should be like random, randint, maybe randint. Might just have to search how to do this. So let's go ahead and bring up a random number GODOT. I know how to do it in Python, but I'm not 100% sure of how to do it in GODOT. It might just be rand I. There we go, rand I. Returns a random integer between 0 and a massive number. But can we, for I am range 4, no, that's range, random, can we get a rand range? That's what we want. That's the one right there. The help is actually pretty good for this, and Google is amazing, of course. You just type it in and it brings up a link to the help. Enemy zombie. So we're going to go if rand range 0. Maybe we give it a chance out of 5. If rand range 5 equals 0, oops, not 9, that'll never happen. Then what we're going to do is instantiate one of these health packs. So at the top here, we're going to create our preloads var health pack equals preload, and I've already got my ammo pack there, so I'll rename that to ammo pack, and I'll copy this line and change that to health pack or med pack. Change that to med pack. Okay, so if random range, we've got a chance out of 5 to create one of these. And if it does, then we're going to say new, I'm just going to create the med pack for now. New var new med pack equals medpack dot instance medpack new medpack dot position equals position get global. How do we get the global position? I've done it before. It should be down. It's when we create on the player movement, when we shoot something, we get the global position and set it to that. Global transform. That's right, global transform. Okay, so we go back to enemy zombie. That should be global transform equals global transform. Now that refers to the global transform of the object that this script is attached to, which is the zombie. And then we can go get parent dot add node new medpack. Right, so let's test that. Let's just make it 1 and see if I think I have added a bunch of these, so we can probably do 5 and hopefully one of them will get it. But if it doesn't work, Okay, none of those did. None of those did. That's interesting. This is the right script. It's not the zombie shooter. If rand range 0 to 5 equals that. Let's print this number. So let's see what it's actually doing. We'll generate the random number. Var r equals rand range 0 to 5. If r equals 0, print r. Just r. Okay, so it's going to print a bunch of random numbers down the bottom here. When I kill a zombie. Oh, it's actually... Alright, we want to convert that to an integer. That's why it will never do it. Okay, so we're going to say equals int that. We may actually have to go floor. Okay, so what floor will do is it will make it the lower, it'll round it down. Yeah, see, there we go. And now we've got an error. Add node in base spatial. Non-existent function. Okay, I know what that is. That is because it should be add child, not add node on this bit here. Add child. Some of you will have picked that up. So when it finally randomizes as a 0, I should get one of these. There we go. We've got 2 med packs dropping out of those 3. We got really lucky. We've got 3 zeros in a row. Okay, I can pick those up and it comes back up. Right, so that's actually working. Now, if I want to make it so that, it's going to rewrite this bit here so it's a little bit better. If floor rand range 0 to 5 equals 0. And now what I could do is determine which of these it's going to do. Okay, so I could make another rand range here. If rand range 0, sorry, I have to go floor 0 to 2 equals 0, we'll do this. That should be rand range. If it equals to 0, do that. Else, we will create an ammo pack. Grab this and put this here. New ammo pack. Ammo pack. Ammo pack. Ammo pack. Now you might think, well, that means it's got a greater chance to do the ammo pack because we're only doing the med pack on 0. But the way that this works, this will never generate the number 2 because we're always going to go down, and it will generate a number between 0 and 2. So if it generates 0.735, it's going to round down to 0. Floor will make it round down. If it generates 1.999, it's still going to round down to 1 because we're using the floor method. So it's only got a 1 in 2 chance here. The 2 on the end, if you're familiar with Python, this is an exclusive number. So if I run this now, I should get a error. I'm not sure why it's saying the error is there. If floor rand range 0 equal, put that code in the wrong place. There we go. Yep, that should be fine. Put the bracket in the wrong place. Okay, so sometime we should get, there's 2 ammo packs and they maxed my ammo out, and I've got a health kit, and it kind of rolls around on the floor as well, so that's quite cool. Other enemies will walk into it. I can go pick this up, and I've got the zombie goo. Next video I'm going to look at, I'm not entirely sure where I want to go from here. There's a few things that I would like to do that I'm not 100% sure on how to do at the moment. One of them is adding a mini-map down here, and I know it's to do with using viewports, but I'm not 100% sure on how to do that. The other thing is adding particle effects so that when we hit the wall, we get little particles sparking here. When we hit the zombies, we get particles on them. Like even just an explosion particle would be cool. And when we get hit, we get an explosion particle happen on us too. When we shoot, we can have some particles coming out here. We just want loads of particles. I think particles are great fun, and fun to play with. So this is all working pretty well so far. There are a few extras that I do want to do in addition to what I just spoke about, which is making a collectible so that you can collect the keys and get to the exit, or even just creating an exit that loads the next level. And we'll look at that in the next couple of videos. But we're coming towards the end of this series, and I hope that you've learnt a lot from it. Even if you didn't follow it directly, maybe you just took some bits and pieces from it. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's just test, while we've got some time here, what happens when we run out of ammo. My screen, I don't know if I put a limiter on this. Let's see. It doesn't look like I made it delete those bullets, so we're going to have 1,000 of these little rigid body objects around the place. Plus my screen is going absolutely mental. Let's slow that down. Probably should put a limiter on it. But we're almost there. We just want to make sure that when we get to 0, that it doesn't keep letting us shoot. You can fast forward this bit. I'm not going to edit it out. If this was old YouTube, I'd be doing this to get to that 10-minute mark. All right, it's actually starting to lag with the amount of, oh, I've got an error. Invalid get file name. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what error I just got, but it wasn't that. So I might have to have a look at that error and see. Movement, 52, check hit. Not entirely sure. Get index file name, 42. If hitscan.collider file name equals that, or that, I have no idea what I just did, but I'll have a look and see if I can fix it. If there's anything noticeable with it, I'll get back in the next video, but I'm not going to reset that and run it again. Interesting bug, I'll have a look at it.